here?
Hmm?
There's someone here? What's your name?
Devin Antoine.
Devin Antoine. Oh, maybe are you in misdemeanors? Okay, you're wearing the orange.
Mr. Antoine,
Okay.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I don't know why the judge isn't the one up.
Here we go. Mr. Antoine, you have an arrest warrant out of Old Valley Town Court. Charges are resisting arrest, shoplifting, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yes, that's what I got arrested for.
And why didn't you go to court?
I was here.
You were at the jail?
Yeah, when I got arrested, the whole situation, they brought me here.
Okay.
So I don't understand.
Are you still being held on whatever it was you were in jail for?
No, I just got 18 months
Okay.
probation.
All right. I'm gonna release you. You go to court at Old Valley on May 1st, 10:30
All right,
a.m. All right, you're excused.
You'll get paperwork. You'll get paperwork.
okay, all right.
I'm sorry, no.
All right.
You'll get paperwork. They give it to you when you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Want to go fast.
Hello, what's your name?
Terry Hill.
Mr. Hill. Citation or something. So you have a pending case in Tucson City Court, domestic violence endangerment, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and you were ordered not to have contact with the alleged victim in that case. You have a new charge of domestic violence interfering with judicial proceeding, involving the person that you were told not to have contact with. I'm going to order that you have no contact of any kind with Anastasia Wallets. Stay away from her home and workplace. Do not possess any firearms or other weapons. And do not consume or possess any alcoholic beverages. No acts of domestic violence. I'm setting a bond of $2,499 and appointing the city public defender to represent you on this new case. Apparently, they already represent you on the older one. And you're going to be seen on video on April 17th at 1:30, Tucson City Court. You're excused. Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. You're muted.
Our fault, Your Honor. Sorry, that was our fault.
Your name?
Your name?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry?
Joseph Daly?
Joseph Daly. Okay, thank you. Is there a public defender there?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here. I'm present.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Mr.
Mr. Daly, you're charged with promoting prison contraband and possession of a dangerous dog. I'm going to order that you not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, do not possess any firearms or other weapons. You have a Department of Corrections hold, and the county attorney is asking me to hold you without bond. And let's see, no bond hearing is April 10th at 2:30. Preliminary hearing, April 15th at 1:30. Legal defender is appointed. You're excused.
Oh, I have it in the Spanish. But April 10th, 2:30 p.m., okay? I have your, I'm sure you already have an attorney. Okay. No bond, because it's a whole bond. Yeah, they're gonna have to do it. No bond.
Usually they book them the citation arrest, not the separate arrest. That's very good.
I mean, it's what it is, the opportunity. Just sit right here. Judge's name.
Hello, what is your name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Margaret Armour.
Ms. Armour, you're charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and domestic violence criminal damage. Apparently, there is someone on this setup that wishes to speak. Identify yourself and then go ahead.
Yes, this is Donald Armour, Margaret's husband.
Okay.
I've talked to the Banner Alzheimer's Institute regarding this incident, and they had requested that she be sent to the emergency room at Banner Hospital for a medical evaluation due to her diagnosis for all her behaviors driven by the condition, and they wish to make a determination as to what is underlying it.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
It's my intention to release her. So if you want to arrange that transport to Banner, you are free to do so.
All right, and so
I don't want to go to Banner.
your doctor wants you to go to Banner.
I don't want to go to Banner.
Oh, I'm not gonna, if she's not willing to go, I'm not gonna order it. So you two have to deal with that. I'm gonna release you, ma'am. Your next court date is at Sarita Municipal Court, which is April 30th at 8:30. Don't commit any acts of domestic violence.
Can you repeat the date and time?
April 30th, 8:30 a.m. Sarita Municipal Court.
Got it.
All right?
Yes, and there was no domestic violence.
Okay,
He touched me, I didn't touch him.
ma'am, you're presumed to be innocent. It's a not guilty plea, okay?
Where do I pick her up?
Pima County Jail, perhaps the jailers can direct you more specifically than that. It's probably gonna take a couple of hours, is that correct?
Yeah, 4 to 6, Your Honor.
4 to 6 hours, okay?
All right, thank you. Who do I just contact the jail?
Is there a number for the jail? that he could call?
Yes, Your Honor. He can call records.
Okay, what's the phone number?
520-351-8200.
351-8200. Thank you.
All right,
All right,
Thank you.
okay.
okay, you're both excused. Thank you.
Why?
There's the victim for number 6, Rivera. She wants to speak.
Is that the person on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, sir. What is your name?
Dominguez, Ruben.
Okay.
Ruben Dominguez.
All right, thank you. You have an arrest warrant out of Marana Municipal Court on a disorderly conduct charge, failures to appear. Why didn't you go to court?
I went to court. What it was is I've been picked up on the same warrant before, and I did, and it was like a $300, $350 thing. And I thought that when I went to jail for it, then I thought the $350 went away. Well, I had this other charges, and I went. I had 2 days before yesterday, and I went, and then I took a plea on it. And if I would have known that I had this other charge, I would have taken care of it right there at the courthouse. But I didn't know I had to go to Marana Court. And I think my parents paid the bond while we were in there. That way I can figure it out. 'Cause I just got put on probation, and I still have.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna release you from custody on this matter. Your court date at Marana City Court is May 1st at 10 a.m. You're excused. You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name? All right, Ms. Guillen, you're charged with domestic violence assault, no injury, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and domestic violence criminal damage. I'm gonna order that, and you apparently have a pending domestic violence case involving the same person. I'm gonna order that you have no contact with Jonathan Gonzalez, stay away from his home and workplace. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons, and looks like you have a felony hold. We're going to set a bond of $1,200. Appoint attorney Adam Waters to represent you on this case, and we're going to see you, or you'll be seen at Pima County Justice Court on video tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You're excused.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
Mario Reyes.
Okay, 1 moment.
No, Mario, Mario.
Reyes.
Correct.
Okay, you are charged with domestic violence assault with injury, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm I'm gonna order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, no alcohol, no contact with Hector Lopez, and do not go to his home or workplace, except a one-time return visit with a law enforcement officer to get your personal belongings. You are released with these conditions. Your court date at Tucson City Court is May 14th at 1:30.
Okay.
You're excused.
Thank you.
Police?
Hey, Judge,
Hello, what's your name?
Manuel Solis. Hey, Judge,
Okay, hold on.
I was wondering if it was okay if we could spend the night.
I'm sorry, what?
I was wondering if it was okay if I could spend the night.
I think you're gonna be spending the night. You have some new charges, 3 counts of criminal trespass. And you have a bunch of similar charges that you've already been seen on several times. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 files worth of them, in addition to the one that, the new one. I'm gonna order that you not have contact with the alleged victim, stay away from the incident location.
Is it okay if I spend the night?
Bond is set at 350, and the city public defender is appointed to the new case. They're already appointed on the older cases, and video review is April 11th at 1:45. And yes, you will be spending the night, and possibly some other nights unless you post the bond. You're excused.
I mean, if I was. Do you think, does he like commit little misdemeanors, like often to come back? And he probably is like figuring out, I mean, sometimes I do wonder, like, if you're homeless, at least here you get to eat.
Yeah, I used to eat, take a shower.
Yeah.
I was gonna
I would, you know, if I ended up, because I'm too scared to sit in that the street, I would commit like some sort of misdemeanor. Yes.
Hello, what's your name?
Bryant Rivera.
Mr. Rivera, you're charged with aggravated harassment. I believe that there is someone on this Teams call that wishes to speak. Identify yourself and go ahead.
Hi, Your Honor. My name is Clarita Rodriguez. I am the victim in the case with Bryant Rivera.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm calling in to, I don't want him to have any more time. I just really need, if at all humanly possible, for a court order so that he can get the help that he needs, because he's not okay.
Okay.
And that's, even though the situation is terrible, and I'm protecting our kids, but I also wanted to try to advocate for him because I know he needs help. And I've been asking him to get help for a while. And I don't know if there's any way where he can be obligated to maybe do trauma therapy, maybe go see a therapist, because he is not okay. And I love him. I care for him deeply, and I want him to be okay so that he can be the man that he is, because he is not a bad person. There's just a lot going on in our household that is driving things to escalate to where he has no self-control, and it puts him in this position, and it put us in this position last night and today. And I just wanted to see if it was at all possible for him to be able to be obligated to get some kind of psychiatric or therapeutic service so that he is better and he is okay.
All right. Do you have, what's your position on whether you want contact with him or not? Or do you want him to be released or not?
I want him to be released.
Okay.
I just need him to get help.
Do you want further contact with him?
I do, because his kids need him. But I can't have him aggressive and crazy around small children. And I don't want to jeopardize our home. I don't want to jeopardize his career. But if he doesn't get it together, I'm afraid it could lead to something worse. And I've been asking and begging him to go get help, and he won't.
All right.
He's not a bad person. He's just not in control over all the things that are going on in our life, on top of the fact that his job is extremely stressful, but he refuses to get the service and the treatment he needs when he knows he needs it.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I will note the county attorney's recommendation that I hold you, sir, on a $5,000 bond, and that I order no contact with the alleged victim or with,
Can I shut my mouth?
Well, we were supposed to.
you can read it yourself.
We were supposed to, you know,
Let's hear from defense counsel.
Yeah. Hold on one second. One second. Your Honor, so I think that he is able to stay with some coworkers if his wife, you know, maybe feels like maybe they need a moment of separation at this time. I'm not quite sure what her feeling was on that. I understand that there's a lot, you know, going on, that she wants him to receive help. You know, I mean, there's Title 36, obviously it's also up to him. I would say that he has no other criminal history at all, Your Honor. It was just these past 2 days of some allegations of criminal damage and disorderly conduct. I don't see any allegations of anyone getting physically injured. So I would ask you to consider that, and consider that he might be able to.
Before you go on, I do note that he has a pending case of domestic violence in Tucson City Court involving the same
Yes.
alleged victim.
Was that, I think that was from yesterday, Your Honor. I apologize. I was trying to make clear that I did see that there were two, that was the one day and then this day. I guess I was just trying to say that prior to that night, there has not been any history. So I apologize. So no, that was pretty much it. That, you know, he can stay somewhere else for the night, and he does have a job. I believe he's full-time employed.
Yeah, I'm a corrections officer.
Okay, so I'd ask you to take that into consideration. And if you're not willing to release him to pretrial services, a bond of $1,000, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Let's hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, given the facts that he wasn't out more than a day, and then it's been alleged that he called this person almost 30 times in direct contravention of their conditions of release, the state has little in terms of confidence that the defendant will follow any instructions. And what I'm seeing here is it is most concerning that it's not simply a matter of an inadvertent or one-off violation. Taken separately, that's 30 separate violations every call. The state appreciates the victim's input, not wanting this individual in custody, considering all the circumstances. However, the state stands by its recommendations, and in the alternative, any bond set should lead to enhanced pretrial.
Thank you.
Was she saying she's not trying to talk to you? I mean, I noticed the protective.
I called it that many times just to find.
Using. Your Honor, I just, one note, I understand that he needs to follow a protective order, but based on what I was hearing from the victim, I think at this time, since it only happened yesterday, I would just note that I do think that maybe it was made a little unclear to him what the expectations are, even though I know that there is the protective order and that makes things clear, but there is a marriage and a relationship, and I think there might have been a little lack of clarity. And if it is right now that he's not allowed to contact her, then, you know, he's not allowed to contact her. But I do think, given that they have a marriage and kids, I know that the law says what the law says, but I do think that, you know, the person on the other end who is putting out the protective order also needs to be clear about what they want.
Okay. I don't know. I wasn't the person that wrote the order from yesterday, so I don't know what it said. However, that being said, I'm gonna order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons. Despite the victim's statement, and she can come to court and ask that that be lifted at a future date, I am going to order that you have no contact with Ms. Rodriguez or with minors. No contact means no face-to-face contact, no calling, no texting, no emailing, no using family or friends to contact her, no writing letters or notes, and no social media contact. Is that clear? Okay. You get a.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Apologies, Your Honor.
Right? Stay away from your home and workplace. And stay away from minors.
I'm not around minors.
Your children.
Oh, okay. So I can't even see my kids?
Not right now. Unfortunately, not right now.
All right.
Your Honor, just to be clear, is this ROR, is this PTS, is this enhanced PTS?
I haven't gotten there yet. You didn't hear me say it. I'm also going to order that you obtain some type of behavioral health treatment, and pretrial services can help you with that. I am going to set a bond of $2,500. If you can post that fine, you get a one-time visit with law enforcement present to get your belongings. Your next court date is April 15th at 1:30, and the public defender is appointed to represent you. You're excused. Oh, and pretrial services supervision if the bond is posted.
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. All right, well.
Hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
what's your name?
Barry Sullivan.
Yeah, one moment.
I'm
I'm gonna omit the reading of the charges against you. I will note that the county attorney is asking for a $50,000 bond. I am gonna order except as necessary for your employment, if any, no internet activity and no unsupervised contact with persons of the class of, you can read it yourself. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, I do understand the nature of the allegations here. I want to make some notes. While I'm not trying to minimize the nature of the allegations, there is no individual victim in this case. I mean, there are victims, but he's not with a particular individual that we know of in this community. He obviously cannot use the internet as ordered. They already know, I think, his, you know, they went and found his internet access. I do looks like he has lived here for 45 years. He has, his wife is willing to assume third-party custody. And that the residence does not have minors. So I do think obviously that there are some mental health and other issues that, you know, need to be dealt with here in a case like this. But I would ask you consider reducing the bond for those reasons, Your Honor. And he does have one prior, but it's very, very old and unrelated. It's from the 1990s. And it looks like he successfully completed probation at that time. I don't think he's a flight risk, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, given the gravity of the situation and the sheer quantity, for lack of a better term, this is absolutely a crime with a victim. We just can't, it's just unlikely there'll ever be a particular name attached to it. So the victim, this is not victimless. And this sort of thing feels the worst, some of the worst things that we have to deal with in this system. And so the state stands by its recommendations.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of 10,000. April 15th, 1:30 is your court date, and the public defender is appointed to represent you, sir. You're excused. Hello, what is your name?
Hola, ¿cómo le llama usted?
Okay.
Dania Maribel Rodríguez de Padilla.
Okay, say it again.
Dígalo de nuevo.
Dania Maribel Rodríguez de Padilla.
Okay, thank you.
Gracias.
You are charged with transportation of a narcotic drug.
Se le imputa el delito de transporte de una droga narcótica.
And this is an attorney general case. They're recommending a bond of $25,000 cash.
Este es un caso de la fiscalía. Ellos recomiendan una fianza de $25,000 en efectivo.
At a minimum, I'm gonna order no alcohol or illegal drugs and no firearms or other weapons, and don't go back to the location of the alleged incident.
Como mínimo, voy a ordenar que usted no consume nada de alcohol ni droga ilícita, tampoco puede portar arma ni arma de fuego, y usted no puede volver al sitio de los presuntos hechos.
I'm also ordering that you have no contact with your co-defendant.
También voy a ordenar que usted no tenga nada de contacto ni comunicación con el coacusado.
Okay, we'll hear from defense counsel.
Muy bien, ahora vamos a escuchar de la defensa.
Voy a hablar por usted, ¿ok? Y las condiciones de, ¿ok? Your Honor, I think that the bond is a bit high here, considering, first of all, pretrial did recommend release on her own recognizance. She has no criminal history. She's ones on the scale, and she's 43 years old.
Bueno, su señoría, pienso que la cantidad que se pide para la fianza es un poco elevada. Primeramente, no tiene, debería seguir las recomendaciones de servicios previos a juicios, que ellos recomienden que se quede en libertad con su promesa de comparecer. Su calificación en escala está muy baja y ella tiene 43 años.
And I don't have the interim complaint. I do not believe, Your Honor, so I don't know what the amount of drugs was, but I mean, you know, so that's hard for me to say exactly, but, and I'm not trying to excuse that, you know, they're in our community, but a lot of times.
It's an alleged 60,000 fentanyl pills.
Okay.
Bueno, su señoría, porque no he visto en la querella la imputación inicial, la temporal, entonces porque desconozco la cantidad de, la presunta cantidad de la droga que portaba. Sin embargo, y luego interrumpe el juez y dice, la cantidad fue de 60,000.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I mean, I would still consider releasing her pretrial. I understand that fentanyl is a big problem in our community, but practically speaking, it makes no effect. I mean, I'm not trying to excuse the behavior, but practically speaking, I don't think it has any effect on their flow in our community.
I'm sorry, counsel, I'm sorry. I just can't interpret like that. You got to break it up for me.
Okay, so I'm not going to say it like that. Your Honor, I would just ask you consider, because of her history, she obviously cannot be selling drugs if that was what she was in fact doing. But given that she has no.
Hold it, slow down. The interpreter needs to interpret, okay?
Apologize.
Señoría, yo pido que usted siga las recomendaciones de servicios previo juicio, toda la historia. Yo sé que pues el fentanilo está en la comunidad, pero considerando que no es una cantidad exagerada, and I don't know. I'm sorry, counsel, you kept going and I lost.
That's okay. I don't think I said that no es un tamaño exagerado. I don't think I said it was an exaggerated amount. I apologize. Basically what I had said before, I think that the fact that she has no criminal history, that she is 44 with no criminal history, that pretrial recommended her release on her own recognizance, that I asked.
Cerrando que ella no tiene antecedentes penales, que tiene 44 años de edad, y también que el servicio previo a juicios recomienda que la dejen en libertad con su promesa de comparecer.
I would ask that you consider releasing her to pretrial services so that she can be monitored accordingly, Your Honor. And I do.
Señoría, pido que usted la deje en libertad bajo la vigilancia de servicios previos a juicios para que la puedan estar vigilando.
And she has lived in Tucson for 22 years, she says, so she's in the community. And
y ella tiene viviendo en Tucson 22 años aquí en la comunidad.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna add to the conditions that she not leave the state of Arizona without the court's permission.
Muy bien, gracias. Voy a agregar a las condiciones que él no se salga del estado de Arizona sin permiso del tribunal.
And I am going to hold her on requested $25,000 bond
Y voy a imponer una fianza que se está pidiendo de $25,000
with pretrial services supervision if the bond is posted.
con bajo la supervisión de servicios previos a juicio en caso de que logre pagar la fianza.
Next court date is April 15th at 1:30. Legal defender appointed.
La siguiente audiencia va a ser el día 15 de abril a las 1:30. Voy a asignar a la defensoría de oficio para representarla.
Thank you. You're excused.
Gracias, ya puede retirarse.
Don't be too scared. What's your name? Roberta. Okay.
Hello, what's your name?
Roberta Donnell Anderson.
You charged him with burglary in the second degree. County attorney is recommending a $5,000 bond. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Your Honor, I had a note here on the interim complaint. It looks like she was outside of someone's residence, allegedly, and hold on. Sorry. And allegedly, like maybe threatening that or wanting to come in, but it looks like all the evidence we have is an attempted burglary or an attempted criminal trespass. I don't even see them having any intent of what her felonious intent was, and she didn't even make it past the threshold of the door.
No, I didn't.
So I just think that, degree, Your Honor, I don't think the elements are met. You have to enter or remain with the intent to commit a felony or theft therein.
The middle child.
Okay, thank you. We'll hear from the county attorney.
One moment, Your Honor. I'm going to pull up the preliminary on this one once more. Your Honor, what I'm seeing is this individual is allegedly armed when she was making efforts to enter the location, and one moment. She was armed, that this was in a occupied residence, and while I would agree that the report is not explicit in the details, I would see that, here we are. Excuse me for one moment, Your Honor. Let me just pull the right page up. Ms. Anderson, the interim complaint states that she attempted to go into the residence at the address listed in the complaint unlawfully. When confronted by the owner of the residence, the defendant is alleged to have made threats to kill the homeowner. She had no affiliation to this residence, and was far away from her own residence. At present, Your Honor, that is the extent of the information that I have. And the sheer fact that this is somebody invading somebody's home and had a metal object of unknown provenance in her hand that she dropped only when she saw the deputies.
No, was it?
And it was being swung, and there's nothing more disturbing than somebody's home potentially being invaded by somebody with ill intent.
Your Honor, may I speak briefly again?
No. What I'm going to do, I'm not sure that it meets the elements of the crime, but I think that's a decision for the assigned judge that will be assigned to this case. I am going to release her to the supervision of pretrial services with orders: no alcohol or drugs, no firearms or other weapons. Do not have contact with the alleged victim and stay away from that location. Your court date is April 25th at 1:30. The public defender is appointed, and you can hash out the other issues on a later date. You're excused.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Emilio Avila.
Good evening, your name?
Emilio Avila.
Avila, you're charged with possession of narcotic drugs, possession of narcotic paraphernalia. No order, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons, and do not return to the location of the alleged incident. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance. I do have a statement that I need to read to you. It will be followed up by a question. Please answer yes or no. You appear to be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that only requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from jail custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to place you in STEPS and also into Smart Court. And let's see. Smart Court date is April 15th at 9. And we're going to set out your preliminary hearing to May 30th at 1:30. Appoint the public defender to represent you.
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
Hello,
What's your name, sir?
William Glenn Huffman, sir.
So you've got both felony and misdemeanor cases. Felony charges are dangerous drug for sale, possession of narcotic for sale, 2 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to order no alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't return to location of the alleged incident, and also no firearms or other weapons. Release to pretrial services with enhanced supervision. Your next court date is April 25th at 1:30, and the public defender is appointed to represent you. Your other charges are misdemeanors in Tucson City Court. You have an arrest warrant in effect for a criminal trespass that allegedly took place in September of last year, and you failed to appear on that matter back in October of last year. You also have a warrant on a park after hours case from 2019. You failed to appear on that as well. And trespassing, possession of drug paraphernalia from April of last year, and you failed to appear in May of that same year. So these misdemeanors are all cases involving you not coming to court. Why was that? You want to explain that to me?
I didn't know about it, sir.
You didn't know about it, okay? On the first one I mentioned, I have a copy of the citation with what purports to be your signature on it. And the same with the park after hours. And the same with the trespass and drug paraphernalia. So your signature indicates that you did in fact know about it. Again, why didn't you go to court when you were supposed to?
I didn't know, sir. I was supposed to go to Veterans Court and it never happened.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
Yes.
for the record, Neil Poston with the county attorney. I am the liaison from the county to the city for Veterans Court. This man's name is not familiar to me.
I asked my case manager about doing it.
I'm ordering, no contact with alleged victims, stay away from the incident locations, no alcohol or drugs. I do not want to hold you on these charges. They're fairly minor, and I don't want to interfere with the programs that I've set you up for on your felony matters. However, I will caution you, you definitely know that you have court now, and that will be May 20th at 9 o'clock at Tucson City Court. If you miss court again, the likelihood is, particularly if you see me, that you are not leaving there for a while.
Yes, sir.
So I strongly suggest that you make it to your court dates.
Yes, sir.
All right? May 20th, 9 o'clock, Tucson City Court.
Yes, sir.
You're excused.
Yeah, can do that, okay? Call us.
Hello, what's your name?
Chuck Webby Hughes.
Okay. You have a fugitive warrant out of the state of Idaho. Charge is aggravated assault. Order that you have no contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from the incident location of the alleged incident. The county attorney is asking that I hold you without bond. We're gonna set a fugitive hearing for April 10th at 2:30. And we will appoint the legal defender to represent you. You're excused.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Mesa, you're charged with possession of a narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You also have another matter that we'll get to. On these felony matters, we're going to release you with supervision of pretrial services with enhanced supervision. Order no alcohol or illegal drugs and no firearms or other weapons. Don't go back to the location. I am going to read a statement to you, followed up by a question. Please answer yes or no. You appear to be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that only requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from jail custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll place you in STEPS, also into Smart Court. Smart Court is April 15th at 9 o'clock. And your hearing at Superior, do I need to set this out for an extended period of time? Because it says April 12th.
I believe, I mean, usually that's what happens, Your Honor. I think that the 45 days to get.
Okay. All right, so we'll set it out to May 30th, 1:30, public defender appointed. And then on the other matter, you have an arrest warrant. Wait a minute, no. I think that's the one we just did. That's the one. Oh, no. Okay, you have an arrest warrant, Pima County Superior Court. Here, let's get rid of this. That's the one we just did. Are there supposed to be two conditions of release with the same recommendation, Alma?
Forgive me, Your Honor, I only saw the one case. I'm not sure I follow you at presently.
Yeah, I see here a warrant out of Superior Court, narcotic drug violation, drug paraphernalia, and then there's a new charge, narcotic drug and drug paraphernalia.
Are you speaking about October of last year?
Your Honor, this person previously was admitted to STEPS, failed out of STEPS, and based on my review of it, the date of incident I see as, a moment. Moment.
The first one I did was from today. That's the new charge. And then the warrant, or at least I thought it was the first one I did. The warrant is from October 2nd.
Judge, what I'm seeing is case number Pima County. There's a case in Justice Court with a date of offense of 9/4/21, CR21009937. And I also show with this individual drug paraphernalia. See, there is a warrant on CR20240116, date of offense October 2nd of this past year. So it looks like we're looking at this person was I'm sorry. It looks like we had a failure to appear, and that's what I'm seeing, Your Honor. As far as conditions, as far as bond conditions, the state is fine with enhanced pretrial. I see a steps failure on 12/26. And then there was failures to appear and a warrant issued in February of this year.
Okay. That very first one I did was the Superior Court warrant.
Okay, so it looks like it's the one, it's just the one case, Your Honor.
Okay.
It would appear he was given the opportunity of going to steps or smart court, was disenrolled for failure, and then I see a subsequent indictment, true bill returned on 1/11 of this year.
I'm looking at documents with two different case numbers here. Let's see. The Superior Court, frankly, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
What I see is CR 2024-0116.
That's the warrant.
Yes. And it's
But
based on what I'm
that's
seeing
not-
here.
But that's
Sorry.
not what's on this condition of release. It says 6115, which would be the new charge from today.
One moment.
Are you talking about Justin Mesa?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Superior Court case is CR 2024-116-001.
Apologies, Your Honor, I'm not seeing one ending in 115.
Okay, I'm looking at the agency number. Okay, the court number is 6001. Is that supposed to be the warrant?
PI, it sounds like it's the preliminary. I see 2023-1216-001. Is that it? Was that it, Your Honor?
Yeah. That's the Superior Court warrant.
And looking at my colleague's notes on this, this was at the end of December. This individual failed out of steps. It was sent to issuing, and then the felony charge did issue. That said, it would appear that despite having failed out once, he still has some eligibility, and the state went ahead and made the recommendation of enhanced PTS with a re-enrollment.
Okay. Are we putting him in steps and smart court on both of these matters? We cannot do it.
I'm sorry, okay. Your Honor, I don't have enough information to answer that question at present.
Okay, I'm gonna remove the reference to steps and smart court from the warrant. And we're still releasing him to pretrial services. And that court date was supposed to be, what was it, the 12th?
It would appear so.
of April. Okay,
Is this for an, initial? Is this
all
for
right.
treatment on the other? I'm sorry.
This is for the warrant. All right. So we'll save that. And then where is it? Okay. And then the other case in justice court, that's steps and smart court. And we put out the preliminary hearing to May 30th. And both cases are public defender cases. Enhanced. Okay. I think we've got it right. All right, you're excused, sir.
Yeah. Good, how are you? Well, that's not a question. Huh?
Here.
Hello, what's your name?
Hello, Your Honor. My name is Jose Manuel Padilla.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. You're charged with possession of narcotics for sale, 2 counts, and possession of drug paraphernalia. County attorney's asking me to hold you on a $5,000 bond. I'm gonna order no alcohol or drugs, no firearms or other weapons, and don't go back to the location. And then we'll hear from defense counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm gonna ask you to consider pretrial services recommendation, to release under their supervision. He's in the moderate conditions category. He has lived in Tucson his entire life, and his sister verified, that information and his living, where he lives. And yes, I'd ask you to consider the recommendation.
All right. Ooh, excuse me, we'll hear from the county attorney.
They would be satisfied with enhanced PTS.
All right,
Thank you.
enhanced pretrial services. And we're gonna give you a court date of April 25th at 1:30. Appoint the public defender. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
This is the number you just call once or twice a week to check. It's good to do it.
I got this. Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Lana Stockley.
Okay, the charges are possession of narcotic drugs and possession of paraphernalia. We're gonna order no alcohol or drugs. Don't go back to location. No firearms or other weapons. I'm releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services. Cooperate with them. Your next court date is April 25th at 1:30, and the legal defender is appointed. Do not have contact with your co-defendant. You're excused.
Should we call your
Grant?
Fine, how are you?
Just fine.
All right.
Hello, what's your name?
Tommy,
Sir, your name is what?
Tommy,
It's Tran Tong, I think, Your Honor.
Tommy.
Okay, thank you. Name, sir, not nickname.
Tommy, yeah, my name, yeah.
Possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of dangerous drugs. And we're gonna release you to the supervision of pretrial services. I have a statement to read to you. Answer the question that follows the statement. You appear to be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that only requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from jail custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we'll order STEPS, Smart Court as well. That's April 15th, 9 o'clock. Released at pretrial services supervision. And let's see, preliminary hearing is going to be put out to May 30th at 1:30. Public defender appointed. And you also have a couple of matters in Tucson City Court.
Yes. Yes, something like that.
So, let's see. You have an arrest warrant. You were arrested for being in the park after hours in April of last year.
Oh, no, it wasn't last year, just a couple of days ago. I just got a ticket a couple of days ago.
No, this is from last year, sir. You missed court on 2 different occasions. And then, as of March 31st this year, you were charged with assault with fear of imminent injury and disorderly conduct.
I didn't touch anybody. I did not, on that day I didn't see it.
You don't have to defend yourself, sir, now. Sir, you don't have to tell me you didn't do it, okay? You're presumed to be innocent. I'm gonna release you on the city matters. You gotta make it to court, though. Don't go back to the incident location, no contact with alleged victims, no alcohol or illegal drugs. May 3rd, 9 o'clock is your court date at Tucson City Court.
Yes, thank you.
All right, you're excused.
Here, you wanna take this to call your attorney number? Over here, okay?
Oh, wait a minute. Let's get him back. He's got another case. I didn't see this. Okay. Sorry, sir. You got one more. Marana Municipal Court. Urinating in public. You're released on that, sir. Your court date at Marana City Court is May 1st at 10 o'clock. Don't go back to the location. Okay, now we're done and you're excused.
You Molly? Okay.
Hello, what's your name?
Ollie Williams.
Okay, you've got felony and misdemeanor cases. Felony charges are possession of a dangerous drug, possession of narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to read a statement to you. It'll be followed up by a question. I need a yes or no answer. You appear to be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that only requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from jail custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing?
Yes.
Okay, so we place you in STEPS. We're also going to schedule you into Smart Court Smart Court is April 15th at 9. And then your preliminary hearing is set out to May 30th at 1:30. And we're going to appoint the county public defender to represent you. Okay? Then you have a couple of cases in Tucson City Court. These both are from 2021. You were arrested for criminal trespass and theft. And actually, this one is from December 2020. You were arrested. And you've never. See. You notified us that you didn't make it to your court date because of your car not being able to move your car. And then you eventually got a warrant on February 11th of 2021. There was a motion to quash and you didn't appear for it. So that didn't warrant status. In the other case, prescription only drug and drug paraphernalia. And you were supposed to be in court on May 24th of 2021. You didn't make that court date either. So we're going to take care of these tonight. I am going to release you with orders not to return to the location, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and no contact with alleged victim. Court date at Tucson City Court is May 7th at 9:30.
Okay,
All right, you're excused.
thank you.
Your call is, Your Honor, I apologize. Was she released to pretrial services or ROR?
Pretrial services.
Okay. Thank you.
Was that supposed to be enhanced? No, just regular pretrial services.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay. Have a good evening, everyone.
You too. Thank you.
Good night.